Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's edition of the Blockchain Developer Weekly Digest, the show that keeps you up to date with everything that has happened in the blockchain development world over the last week. This week, for you, I have news from Ethereum, ethers.js, truffle, request network, and there is a very interesting tutorial about how you can simulate what try-catch does in Solidity. So without any further ado, let's get to business. So first piece of news comes from Ethereum. Ethereum now has a new version 2.0.5 and it has two major new things. First thing is that there is a bunch of new assertions that are there. So to list them, there is now assert not revert, which means you can assert that a certain transaction has not reverted. You can assert that a given variable is address. You can assert that a given variable is valid private key, valid hash, whether a certain event has been thrown with given arguments. And you can also assert whether certain balance or array of balances have changed and exactly how much they have changed. So this was the assertion part of the newest release of Ethereum. In addition to this, the contract wrapper object, which is pretty much what you'll get when you use the deployer of Ethereum, now has a new util sub-object, object part of this object, where there is a function for getting balance. So essentially, you're going to be able to say contract wrapper dot util dot get balance and get the current balance of the contract that you are interacting with. And pretty much this is the news for Ethereum 2.0.5. Truffle has a new version too. It's 5.0.22. Described by the Truffle team, this is mostly a bug fix release. Moving away from the development frameworks, let's move into one of the most exciting pieces of news that I have found this week, which is that ethers.js is now entering beta phase for version 5 of the framework of the library. So ethers.js from version 5 will be a monorepo, and obviously because this is a major update, there are some breaking changes that are going to be introduced with this version. Example of such breaking change is that what currently have been done through ethers.utils.bignumberify. This is the conversion of string to number or something that looks like a number to a number. This is now transferred to ethers.bignumber.from. So you have a breaking change there. Advancements in Ethers version 5 include there is now a new method where you can query historical events and filter these events from block to block. There is also ability to easily generate transaction to be offline signed or be passed to on-chain wallet. And the fallback provider has now a very interesting way of works. Pretty much you can specify multiple backends. For example, you can specify Infra, Etherscan, Alchemy, Nosmith. And Ethers is going to pull one and the same query transaction to two of these, and is going to return the result only if the two of those return the same things. If not, they're going to retry with another provider until they find correct answer that is there. I'm also going to include the link to the article where you can read all the different changes that are going to come in Ethers version 5. Request network, very interesting project that allows you to create and read electronic invoices through the blockchain. Now has decided to make things even more easy for all kinds of developers, not only blockchain developers, and they have introduced an API. They have a general REST API with dashboarding for managing keys, so everyone pretty much can utilize the functionalities of request network through this API. So you can go ahead and try out the request network API. And last but not least, there is very interesting tutorial slash article from Polymath on try-catch in Solidity. Of course, there is no try-catch in the Solidity language. However, you can pretty much emulate what try-catches are in other languages in Solidity. I'm going to give you a little bit of spoilers, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how this is done, so you can read the article yourself. But pretty much this is done through the call method, which returns true or false if the transaction has been successful, has not reverted, or false if it has reverted. So pretty much this is the way you can emulate try and catch in Solidity. This was the last piece of news that I wanted to share with you this time. As usual, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can see the next weekly digest, the previous weekly digest, and more info that is coming from us. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at gspasov, and as usual, just keep building. See ya!